All right, it's Wisdom Wednesday where you drive the agenda. And on this segment of the Sales Gravy podcast, you bring the biggest sales challenges and Jeb Blount delivers his best answers. And those answers, they come straight from the trenches. Because Jeb's not just teaching sales, he's out there prospecting, closing, and leading sales teams every single day. But before we jump in, I gotta give you a quick update. The Outbound Sales Conference, the biggest, baddest sales conference on the planet, is about to announce its next dates and location. And I want you to take advantage of this because tickets always sell out fast. So if you want early access to discounted seats, head over to outboundconference.com. That's outboundconference.com and get on the waiting list right now. Next up is Wayne Clayton, Chief AI Officer at his company.
I am the chief AI officer of my company. As you know, it's an entirely new industry. It is like drinking from a couple fire hoses all the time. The change is continual and there's a lot of fear. So when I talk to CEOs, when I talk to HR departments, when I talk to sales managers, there are lots of tools out there. And so really it's a two-part question. One, what do you wish existing salespeople, existing CEOs and HR departments knew about how AI can help assist, train, build their sales department?
When you ask this question, what do I want sales leaders and salespeople to know about AI? First thing I want them to know is that AI is not going to replace you. I think that in the age of AI, the sales professional becomes more important than ever before. Because the thing that AI cannot do is engage in synchronous conversations. I'm talking about empathetic synchronous conversations with other human beings. AI just doesn't have that ability. And it may at some point get the ability to fake a conversation, which it can do. Like if you're on ChatGPT, it kind of feels like it's talking with you. And when I'm on ChatGPT on my app and it'll talk to me, it sounds like a conversation. But I'm talking about what we're doing right now. It doesn't have the capability to do that, and I don't see it doing this anytime in my lifetime at that level. When we live in a world of AI where essentially everything can be faked, the only thing that is real is what we're doing right now, and that is what salespeople do the best, and that is what's going to be the competitive edge that salespeople have in the future. I posted a video this morning on LinkedIn about the art of sales conversation. Like, we've lost that art. When we regain that art, that's going to be our competitive edge. So first of all, it's not going to be taking your job, nor, by the way, is it going to be taking a sales manager's job. What it should be doing is you should be plugging into AI so that it makes you better, faster, stronger. I think that for salespeople and for leaders, there are things that AI can do that we just don't do very well. I had a conversation this morning with a group that I was doing a training for. When they have to do a justification to their sales management group to get money to give to customers for customer service issues, problems with the product, they have to go in and write an entire timeline of everything that happened. And as they're telling me this, I'm like, this is something that AI could do. AI could very easily go into their CRM. It could go into their email box. It could identify everything that was tagged for this customer. And in about 2 seconds, it could build the timeline of all the conversations with the customer and build a summary of that and hand it to the leader and say, here's your justification. That's where I see AI really working, is gathering that data. I see its ability to help salespeople communicate better, especially in written word, but salespeople are not very good at writing. So if a salesperson can improve their grammar, even with tools like Grammarly, if you can improve your grammar, improve your writing, you can get better. With a couple of caveats. Number one is we have to understand that AI will lie to you. It doesn't always tell the truth. My number one rule for AI is never trust, always verify. If it writes something for you, you got to read it. You just got to go back through and do that. And we also have to understand with AI that for us, like, we have to always, always, always edit our AI. So AI should be really good at editing us. We have to go back and do the same thing with the AI. There's a real opportunity there. The next thing it can do is it's beautiful at helping you organize your day. Even if you said, like, you're a field sales rep and you want to identify all the competitors of a particular business in your area, or you wanted to say, I want a list of all the HVAC companies in my area that have more than 10 employees, it does a really good job of pulling that out. And even when you get on like tools like Gemini, you can say, I want you to build me a map that will get me to all of those locations in the least amount of time possible. And it does that very, very well. Research, like if you're going in to do discovery calls, you can run 10Ks through it. You can have it do research on a company's website. You could say, I want to understand this company's value proposition. I want to understand its value proposition juxtapositions to other people's value proposition and put it in table format for me. Like it can do all of those things way faster than you can. And it can even formulate questions. Like I asked it the other day ago, based on what we have right here, can you formulate 5 discovery questions in an open-ended format that I can ask? And it did. Now, they weren't perfect. Again, we got to go back. You got to think AI is not perfect. I had to go back and think about it, rework it, make sure that they weren't, robot-enabled questions, but it could do those things. But the holy grail, Wayne, in my opinion for AI, the holy grail is this. As a salesperson, you come in the morning. The most important thing that should be on your mind is how do I engage with somebody who is not currently doing business with me and engage them at the right time with the right message? Like, how do I find prospects that are in the buying window? That can also be true for existing accounts. So if you think about your existing accounts, how do I engage my existing accounts where there's a buying window opening for an additional product that I have that I could sell to them? So upselling, cross-selling. If you think about the history of sales, let's think modern selling, we go back to 1900 and we start there. The one thing that we have consistently done a poor job of is building good prospecting lists. We didn't do a good job of it 50 years ago. We don't do a good job of it now. And despite all of the technology, we don't do a good job of it. So imagine that as a salesperson and as a sales leader, imagine that Lou comes in and sits down with their salespeople and go, your lists are in your CRM, start there, dial. If you did that, if suddenly all of those lists were built with opportunities that had a very high probability of turning into a pipeline opportunity, then as a sales leader, your life would be super easy because you would consistently be building pipe. Your salespeople would be calling and reaching out and connecting with the highest probability opportunities in their territory or in their space. So for me, the holy grail, and I don't know when this is going to happen. It will happen, but it's going to happen probably company by company. It's not going to happen as a general rule because every company is going to be different. Is that AI is going to look at all the disparate information that would give you signals that a buying window is opening. So it'll look at intent data that's coming off of things like Zoom Info. It will look at the IP addresses that are hitting your website. It'll look at what's happening on tools like LinkedIn. It'll look at internet. It'll go ahead and pull public information like 10Ks, and it'll be able to find that information for you. It'll look into your CRM and it will build a list of the people that you need to have a conversation with today. So the burden of building prospecting lists will be taken away from you. That's absolutely the holy grail. And when that happens, I mean, Katie barred the door for salespeople because then almost all of our time and attention should be focused on human interaction. And I can even see, like, for example, if you're a B2G company, so you're selling into the government, let's say you're selling into school systems. Well, school systems get grants, they get budget, and all of that's public information. Now you got to go research it. Well, AI can do that very, very quickly and say, here are all the school systems that have budget this year for security initiatives. And once you have that information, then you're focused on going out and getting those. So I could go on and on and on about this, Wayne, but I feel like there's real positive things happening for salespeople and sales leaders with AI. I think where the noise is, and I'd like to get your opinion on this, but the noise is that there's all of these software companies who are mostly smoke and mirror, who are AI is going to take the place of all your salespeople. You don't need salespeople anymore. AI is going to do this. And essentially what they're saying is, we're going to release the bots to go build stupid emails, and then we're going to spam people until they relent, and we're going to call that selling. And in my opinion, that has killed email prospecting in 9 months. Email prospecting is almost over. And as leaders, you probably know this. Most executives are at the breaking point. They're like, I don't even look at my email anymore. I'm not taking anything from anybody because as soon as I open it up and I can tell that it's a robot, because it's pretty easy, that it's no good anymore. And I think that is clouding the good things that AI can do. But I'd love to get your opinion and see what you think.
I agree. And in fact, it sort of dovetails into my second question, which will turn more into a statement, is my concern, and I get this, is salespeople are going to get lazy. They will not write emails. They will not write this. They will not. I mean, we're even experimenting with leaving voicemails using 11 Lab Voices, my voice on a voicemail typed out, but it sounds like it's me. The concern is that we will lose our ability to actually do our own work, and we will rely on this. And it is all experimental. It's only as it's garbage in, garbage out, right? So if we're not really testing it, if we're not tweaking it, if we're not when it goes through a hallucination, if we're not checking to make sure that it's correct, uh, it's
Yeah,
it could turn into be a real nasty problem.
that's.
So
I mean, I would say that if you take the first part of the AI edge, that the book is that. It is exactly that. You cannot abdicate your responsibility with AI. And I shudder at the voicemail thing. People will know it's a robot. People are incredibly intuitive, and people hate robots. Nobody likes dealing with a robot. As soon as you know you're dealing with a robot, that's why email's dead.
yeah,
And when I say dead, it is dead. Think about it. Who's responding to prospecting emails at this moment? Because they're writing things that sound like it's you. I got one the other day. It was like they wrote, the subject line was the college I went to. And as an alumni, of course, I opened it. And guess what? I got a stream of emails from all these different companies that all had my college in the subject line. You know why? Because the AI went, oh, everybody opened these things, so this must be a good thing. But I didn't open any of the other ones because I knew it was fake. And as soon as I knew it was fake, I didn't think I really want to do business with this company. I thought, oh my God, what a bunch of schmucks. I was like, that, what a horrible thing. When you fake someone on video and when you fake voice, even though it sounds like them, there are enough pattern interrupters in there that the human intuition knows that it's not you. And here's what's important about this. We don't like dealing with robots because we don't like inauthenticity and we don't like to be manipulated. So that's a
exactly.
really big thing. And that is an absolute turnoff. You manipulate somebody, they're not going to do business with you. But here's what's worse. When people realize that you were lazy, to your point, and that you didn't put any effort in it, they have no respect for you.
Exactly.
That we want to do business with salespeople who actually want to do business with us and who are putting in the effort to do that. So the voicemail thing, like you'll go in there and do it, y'all type really nice voicemails, but you're going to be one company out of the next 10,000 who the marketing department creates the voicemails and puts it on your voice and it all sounds the same and they're getting the information to create the voicemails with from AI, and then that information becomes another pattern, and then suddenly we all know it's AI. So guess what we don't do? We just quit listening to voicemails because we think that all voicemails are bad. And there's a beautiful article in the Wall Street Journal about a month and a half ago about this. Once we think that one thing is fake, the way the
Oh,
human mind works, we say all things are fake. So we go back to the only thing that is real going forward is synchronous human to human conversation. And that is where, in the future, salespeople who are able to leverage empathy, leverage listening, leverage the art of conversation, that's going to be the competitive edge. So I do like the voicemail thing. It just sends chills up my spine. I mean, we're basically going to take every channel that we currently use for communication, and we're gonna bastardize it so badly that nobody's gonna trust it, and we're gonna really get down to knock on doors and pick up the phone.
well, we're testing it. We're testing it to find out what the results are. So when a client wants it, I can give them an honest
Yep.
assessment. And I agree with you 100%. My problem is I've got salespeople that can get lazy on their own. They don't need AI, and I don't
That's right.
encourage them with this. So, but thank you very much. Look forward to reading the book.
Very good. Awesome. Great conversation.
If you've got a question for the show, head over to salesgravy.com/ask. That's salesgravy.com/ask. And one of our producers or myself will reach out directly to you and get you scheduled for an episode of Ask Jeb. Now, let's button this up with a final thought. Wayne's question hit on the most critical tension of our time. How do we harness AI without losing our humanity? And here's the brutal truth that most sales leaders are not paying attention to. AI is making authenticity more valuable, not less valuable. Think about it this way. When everyone else is flooding the market with robot-generated emails, fake voicemails, and automated outreach, the salesperson who picks up the phone and has a real conversation becomes the outlier. When everyone else is cutting corners with artificial intelligence, the rep who invests time in genuine human connection wins the deal. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think that AI is either going to replace them or make them superhuman overnight. Wrong on both accounts. Because AI is a tool, not a strategy. It's a research assistant, not a relationship builder. It can help you organize your day, analyze your prospects, and draft better emails, but it cannot replace the irreplaceable skill of synchronous human conversation. So here's your homework. Use AI to become more human, not less. Let it handle the data mining so that you can focus on the conversation crafting skill. Let it build your prospecting lists so that you can spend more time actually connecting with those prospects, and use it to make you faster, smarter, and more prepared. But never, never, ever use it to replace the work only you can do. Remember, in a world full of fakes, authenticity is your competitive advantage. The future belongs to salespeople who can leverage artificial intelligence to amplify their human intelligence and not replace it. The next time you're tempted to let AI do your job for you, ask yourself, am I using this to become more human or less? Because your prospects can tell the difference, and so can your commission check. When it's time to go home, you're tired, and you're ready to give it up, always make one more call. This is Jeb Blount Jr., and we'll see you next time on the Sales Gravy Podcast.
Hey, I'm doing a happy dance because you watched this video. Make sure that you click like and subscribe so that you never miss one of our amazing sales training videos.